I want you to understand, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land in the entire Nigeria. In Yoruba land, people are fleeing the ancestral land. In the northeast, northwest, middle belt, people are fleeing from the ancestral land. It is only in Biafra land, and the government of Biafra made it possible. But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way, which is not possible. I have come. After I'm done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing today in 5 years to come. Thank you. I want you to understand, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land in the entire Nigeria. In Yoruba land, people are fleeing the ancestral land. In the northeast, northwest, middle belt, people are fleeing from the ancestral land. It is only in Biafra land, and the government of Biafra made it possible. But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way, which is not possible. I have come. After I'm done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing today in 5 years to come. Thank you. I want you to understand, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land in the entire Nigeria. In Yoruba land, people are fleeing the ancestral land. In the northeast, northwest, middle belt, people are fleeing from the ancestral land. It is only in Biafra land, and the government of Biafra made it possible. But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way, which is not possible. I have come. After I'm done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing today in 5 years to come. Thank you. I want you to understand, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land in the entire Nigeria. In Yoruba land, people are fleeing the ancestral land. In the northeast, northwest, middle belt, people are fleeing from the ancestral land. It is only in Biafra land, and the government of Biafra made it possible. But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way, which is not possible. I have come. After I'm done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing today in 5 years to come. Thank you. I want you to understand, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land in the entire Nigeria. In Yoruba land, people are fleeing the ancestral land. In the northeast, northwest, middle belt, people are fleeing from the ancestral land. It is only in Biafra land, and the government of Biafra made it possible. But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity.
About issues relating our freedom. Welcome, Michael.
Thank you very much. Let me begin by saying...
Recording in progress.
Let me begin by saying, Biafra exists. Biafra exists. when I analyze, it's important to recognize the obvious. It's willful blindness to embrace some of the excuses which the West uses to avoid discussing the autonomy, the freedom, the liberty, and the independence of Biafra. It is not climate change, but deliberate murder. Climate change doesn't hire Fulani gangs to rape and murder in Biafra. The authorities in Abuja do. And we need to recognize that reality. Too often, the State Department, the European Union, the African Union defer to the powerful against the weak. But that's not how human rights work. When it comes to the abuses of the Nigerian government, they must be held to account. When Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of Nigeria and a war criminal from the days of the first Biafra genocide, he took Nigeria off the State Department's religious freedom watch list. The United States and all other countries must calibrate our policies towards the reality of the way things are, rather than the way we wish things would be. The fact of the matter is, on any watch list for religious freedom, Nigeria should be on its blacklist. It should be its worst tier, because reality cannot be ignored, nor should human rights of all those in Biafra be swept under the bus. Frankly, if Nigeria spent as much energy hunting the perpetrators of violence against the Igbo as they do pressuring Finland to punish the free speech of Biafra's leaders, Nigeria would be a much better place. Unfortunately, rather than reform, rather than embrace liberty, rather than embrace self-determination, Nigeria seems to embrace transnational repression. And that is why all Biafra activists in Finland should be free. Now, a lot of people will look at Biafra and say, you know, we've never heard of Biafra. That reflects their ignorance and their ignorance of history, rather than the necessary reality. But then you will have some naysayers who will say, why are you declaring independence, redeclaring independence in Finland rather than in Biafra itself? And again, that reflects an ignorance of history for those who might criticize. After all, Czechoslovakia declared its independence in Washington, D.C., right near where I sit now. And no one suggests and the Slovaks didn't deserve their freedom. The fact of the matter is, when one faces a lethal threat and lethal repression, you need to assert your freedom wherever you may be, but that doesn't forfeit your rights to your homeland. So, when it comes to Biafra, what I see is everything being done right. Let me put it this way. Again, I say this as an academic. I've been to many places around the world in which people desire their freedom. I've been to Iraqi Kurdistan, Turkish Kurdistan, and Syrian Kurdistan. And I've written a book where, while I empathize with the Kurds, they are not yet ready for independence. because they have not taken the basic steps to form a unitary government that can step into the vacuum on day one and lead their people. That is something that the Biafrans have, a mistake the Biafrans have not made. What I see today with the organization of the Biafrans has been absolutely and completely admirable. You are not simply symbolically declaring independence. You are setting in motion a government which can take over all functions of the government. Now, some people may complain that Biafra now has its own army, and they may say that is a terrorist action. They are wrong. It is the job of any government to monopolize the use of force within its territory. The Nigerian army is the occupying army right now. Its job is not to monopolize the use of force within Biafra, because they have shown when they use force, they use it not for security, but to perpetrate insecurity. They use it to murder, they use it to rape, they use it to charter buses, to bring in militias. So that people, naive people, may believe that they have nothing to do with what is going on in the region. Now, I'm a historian by training, which means I get paid to predict the past. Also, speaking of pay, let me be clear. I am receiving nothing for my advocacy for Biafra. I have been offered nothing, I have demanded nothing, and I am receiving nothing. Nor would it even be legal for me to accept money from anyone. I am speaking only as an analyst and only as someone who wants to further liberty. Now, I ask as a historian, where has it worked to force the victims of genocide together with their perpetrators? Where in history has that ever worked? Aggressors must understand that if they turn to genocide, they will always lose. The fact of the matter is, Nigeria lost Biafra in 1967. They may have won the war temporarily, but they permanently lost Biafra. The decisions they made 57 years ago forfeited any rights they have to control, to occupy on behalf of the people of Biafra. Let me conclude by saying, as an analyst again, I don't think the United States will be the first country to recognize Biafra. But I pray that it won't be the third country either. Biafra to move from Finland and to lobby vociferously, night and day, in order to ensure that the African Union recognizes that Biafra is already more organized, already more capable of statehood, already will have a higher standard of living, already will be at peace with itself and its neighbors more than many other African countries. And therefore, it will be a boon to Africa, a boon to the African Union, a boon to the spread of democracy in the region, an anchor for stability in the region, in an area that is increasingly unstable, especially as people come from the north in order to destabilize. So let me conclude by saying, with my very short remarks, that I wish I could be with you there today. Family prevented me from coming, but I admire what you're doing, I follow what you're doing, and I pray for what you're doing. Long live Biafra.
No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way, which is not possible. I have come. After I'm done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing today in 5 years to come. Thank you. I want you to understand, it is only in Biafra land that people are not running away from their ancestral land in the entire Nigeria. In Yoruba land, people are fleeing the ancestral land. In the northeast, northwest, middle belt, people are fleeing from the ancestral land. It is only in Biafra land, and the government of Biafra made it possible. But you know what? They would like you to believe that Simon Ekpa is the cause of insecurity. No, I am the solution, and the only way they can get to you is by kicking me out of the way, which is not possible. I have come. After I'm done with Nigeria, Biafra will be free and enjoy freedom. Biafra will know the importance of freedom and what I'm doing today in 5 years to come. Thank you.
Greetings, Biafran people and lovers of freedom who have joined us from all over the globe. Greetings to the enemies of Biafra. Greetings to those that are making ways to come down into Biafra land. We salute you. Prepare your will before you enter the liberation zone, because the liberation of Biafra has entered a different dimension, and we have to protect our babies, women, and children from every assailant that will want to come and destroy our women and children and every inhabitant that we have. Our topmost priority is to see that Biafra land is fully liberated. We will do this liberation in diverse ways, and there is nothing anybody born of a woman can do to stop that from happening. Those that have sacrificed their lives in the line of duty for Biafra to be will continue to do so. Many that joined when our supreme leader started are not the same people that stood their ground till when supreme leader was kidnapped. Many that also joined after supreme leader was kidnapped are not the same people that stand their ground to the day that our prime minister was called up for interrogations. Many that as well stood their ground when prime minister was called up for interrogations are not still standing their ground with their commitment and consistency, no resilience, never going back. They have not still stood their ground to this very day. So, there is no permanent base for you. For as long as you know what you need and what Biafra is all about, you will continue to do the right thing. Please, people should not be calling now. This is not time to call. Do not call now. This is not time to call. When it's time to call, we shall open the line. Please, this is not time to call. This is not time to call. This is not time to call. This is not time to call, please. When the line is open for calls, I will inform all Biafrans that want to call in. So, I greet the Supreme Leader of the Biafran people. I greet our eternal leader, and I greet all good men and women of good conscience. I greet the APM. I greet the Chief of Defense Staff, General Butuzo, and the entire Defense Department of the Biafra government. I'm here tonight being the eve of Donald Trump's inauguration to pass a message. I've seen everything Biafrans are writing on the media, and those that are not even Biafrans are also writing. Tomorrow is the day the big fish will be unveiled, and the big fish will be coronated. The big fish of his transitional government that has been since after the final day of the election of America, his transitional government will now come into play. His transitional government will now be coronated tomorrow. And as he gets that inauguration done tomorrow, his government will automatically, with the power that be, now deactivate the existing government of Joe Biden. So what happens there is that Joe Biden is the existing government. After the election, it is Joe Biden's government that created the avenue and the floor for a new transitional government to conduct elections, and then also setting a transitional government after the completion of the elections, and then waited for about 6 or 4 months for the transitional government process to be completed, for the existing government to now do what? Hand over power to the new government. So for those of you that may not have understood when I explained something, that you don't stand inside the convention to say you dissolve a government, that you are either a bunkum or a non-entity, because you know nothing. Because the existing government has to create a platform upon which it will take processes. And then time is given until after that time of the transitional process is completed. That is when the existing government will now come to do what? To now inaugurate the new government and give them power. With that power given to the new government will use that power to dissolve the old government. So what Madam You Must Bow Ngozi did in the convention, if international community are to go by that nonsense and that misconduct, everything that we did in the convention would have been null and void. But do you know how it was corrected? It was corrected by the chairman and the committee of the convention. That error was corrected. The error was corrected in the sense that the ratification of the referendum result, which we conducted since February 2024 to 28th of November 2024, and the voting and adopting of that ratification and that result, and the declaration That made what we did to become useful. And even at that, if you are to go and start analyzing the madness of Ngozi, that is why we are telling you Ngozi does not know anything that she's doing. So she wasn't the chairman of the convention, so she had no powers to take laws into her hands. So that's why we nullify every nonsense that she did, because she actually came in to destroy everything that was done since February 2024. For those of you that are foolish and are clapping for her, how can you explain that after you have done declaration, you have signed treaties, you have unveiled many acts and adopted, and then you stand up and then you say you dissolve that existing government when there is no structure that has, or when there is no new government structure, transitional government process that was put in that has now adapted what we've done to now keep it on existing protocol. If you are to support Ngozi, you should start supporting your mental dementia to know that if you support Ngozi for standing up to say she dissolved government inside convention, that means she has dissolved everything that happened in that convention. She has dissolved the ratification. She has dissolved the treaty that was signed. She has dissolved the entire government, dissolved the PM, dissolved the United States of Biafra, dissolved the liberation wing, the liberation wing that is in the homeland, that is defending Biafra land, that is protecting Biafra land with their defense. That means you have dissolved all the Biafra license offices. You have dissolved also, yes, my minister, wait, I'm bringing you in, I did not see you. You have dissolved also, yes, welcome, my minister. You have dissolved also the legality of the BRGIE, which was fully registered in the United States of Biafra Department of Justice. When you listen to Michael Rubin, which I played his video from the beginning part of this program, he said that the government of Biafra have
Please make sure you are sharing this program. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure everyone is seeing this. Very important, because this is the only channel where you get the truth. Go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you, my minister, for joining us, and to every other minister that will be joining and those that are listening. When we played Michael Rubin's video, Michael Rubin made us to understand that the way the Biafra Republic government in exile has organized itself and put all the arms of government in place, that this has given legitimate power to the Biafra Republic government as a legal entity to do many things, and that it is internationally recognized. So I want people to base the fact on what Michael Rubin said, that the Biafra Republic government in exile has organized.
Please put the logo, I beg.
Okay, has organized. Biafra Republic government in exile has organized everything in order, in such a way that every other government in exile that are coming up have not done the same. So that means there is peculiarity. There is something symbolic about the way Prime Minister had gone and tried so far to make sure the Biafra Republic government in exile registration and the legality as an entity to restore Biafra and to get the full liberation is something to write home about. Now, looking at the madness of Ngozi, you will understand that Michael Rubin also made you to understand that this government, that for you to get the United States of Biafra fully liberated, there is an entity that you have to make use of. That entity is the BRGIE. The BRGIE. Now, that brings us now to the message from our PM through the attorney. And first and foremost, I want all of you to look at our topic and understand something. Yes, look at our topic and understand something. Just look at our topic and then understand something. Look at our topic and understand something. The topic of this very program says, Biafrans ask Ngozi what message she got from PM, or whether she has denied knowing the attorney of PM now, because message came that this one does not favor her. You see? Are you getting the point? So when message came and she twisted it to favor her, and now this one now has come, and this one does not favor her, she tells you people to ignore. We have also listened to Ngozi saying that she is not BRGIE, but in a registration document that she did, she put BRGIE. When she is introducing herself, she put BRGIE. But yet, when PM now says everyone on the list that Ngozi brought out on the 6th of December, they should all fall back to BRGIE structure. That you cannot have a new registration. Ngozi now tells the foolish followers that they are not BRGIE. I've been watching something online since the message from PM came through the attorney. And these are what they say. They are not BRGIE. They cannot fall back to BRGIE. That the message is that they should fall back. That they are going forward, that they are USB, that they are not BRGIE. If you are USB, what am I? If you say you are not BRGIE and you are USB, what am I? I want all of you to look at the background of this studio where we are seated. Now look at the background for like 5 seconds. Look at the Okay, when you look at the background, you saw the United States of Biafra, right? Meaning USB. I want those that are doomed and demented that are carried away by the drama of Ngozi and they do not understand anything to listen. USB, the United States of Biafra, is the proposed name for the dear Biafra nation that we have declared. It was declared before in 1967 by our eternal leader, Dame Odumeku Ojukwu. And what we did in Lati was a restoration of that declaration, a restoration of the declaration of the United States of Biafra. You are USB, I am USB. USB will take its full functionality and full liberation when we have totally liberated Biafra land. USB will get its full sovereignty when we have fully liberated Biafra land. Now the question is, which government is piloting the restoration of the declaration of the United States of Biafra, which is the USB? The government that is piloting the restoration, the full liberation, the full sovereignty of the restoration of the United States of Biafra, that government is BRGIE, Biafra Republic Government in Exile. We are in exile. When Ngozi was talking yesterday in her fundraising, was she talking in homeland? Was she talking in the United States of Biafra? Or she was talking in exile? So a government must operate in exile. And you cannot register the United States of Biafra in exile. You cannot register the United States of Biafra in exile. Are you listening to me? But you can register a Biafra Republic government in exile as an entity that is fighting to restore the full sovereignty and dignity of the United States of Biafra, which has been declared. You cannot register United States of Biafra in exile. You don't need to go and register a country in another country. Listen very well. When a country gains its full sovereignty, it stands on its own. It will only get recognitions from other countries. They will establish their full membership in the United Nations. They will establish their full functionality in the embassies, which are now acting as preliminary Biafra license offices connected to the headquarters of the Biafran government in Baltimore. So, for those of you that have been deranged by Ngozi psychiatric madness system, go and ask Ngozi. You said you have restored Biafra. Why are you now still sitting in exile to speak? You should be in Biafra and speak. Ask her another question. Can you register a country in another country? Can you register the United States of Biafra as a country, as a nation in another country? If you register United States of Biafra in America or Europe or UK, that means that country that you register it owns that entity, owns that organization, owns that country that you have registered. So as Ngozi is deceiving some of you because she doesn't know what she's doing, some of you need to go and sit back and ask yourself a question. You said you have declared the United States of Biafra. So why do you now need to register United States of Biafra in another country if the United States of Biafra is a country and has its full sovereignty? Have you ever seen where America go to Nigeria and say they are registering America in Nigeria? Have you seen how Belgium go to Nigeria and say they are registering Belgium? If you register Belgium in Nigeria, that means Belgium has become a property of Nigeria. You don't go and register a country. What you have to register is the entity that is fighting to see that this government continues to fight to get their full liberation and their full autonomy. That entity that is legally instituted in the Department of Justice in America is the BRGIE, which is Biafra Republic Government in Exile, which Prime Minister registered. It is on that very entity that was registered that we have pulled all the strides. It is on that entity that was registered that we were able to conduct the self-referendum. It is on that entity that was registered that we were able to gather in Finland. It is on that entity that was registered that we were able to have all the arms of government that has been working since 2022, 2023, 2024 to 2025 that we are here now. And we will continue until Biafra is fully liberated. So those that Ngozi have taken their senses away, please, when you see Ngozi, ask Ngozi if after you claim you have declared the United States of Biafra, do you need to register United States of Biafra in America? A country, are you registering a country in another country? Or what you should have is to get full liberation and autonomy and sovereignty of your country, and then get recognitions or get recognitions amongst other countries so that you can start signing bilateral agreement, diplomatic ties, diplomatic agreement, business agreement, and then you go on. Not for you to go and register a country in another country. It doesn't work that way. That is where you have to see the psychiatric hospital mentality that our office is located. Our office is located inside a psychiatric hospital. That is why she cannot think straight. So, all of you that are listening to us, this very part that I've just explained here now, you can cut it and then send it out to her so that she can listen and learn something. Yes. Now, when PM said all of you should fall back to BRGIE, I've just explained what it means now. You are not falling back to go backward, because that is what Ngozi has made people to understand. That you are going to go backward. That you have already declared Biafra and you are going forward with USB, and now it says you should go backward. No, it is the same USB that PM is. It is the same USB that we restored the declaration. It is the same USB that we are talking about. When PM said, fall back to BRGIE, fall back to BRGIE means go back to the governing body in exile that is piloting the affairs, that is fully recognized and it is legally acknowledged in the American Justice Department as the only entity that is going to fight and continue to push on for the recognition of the restored declaration of the United States of Biafra. The only legal entity recognized by America to do what? To get recognition for the United States of Biafra, which is USB, that we have just restored the declaration. The only entity that is going to do that work is the BRGIE. The United States of Biafra, which we have just restored the declaration, cannot fight for its recognition when it has not gotten full sovereignty. We have just declared it. It has not gotten full sovereignty. So USB itself cannot fight for its own recognition because it has not taken full control of our territory. No. The entity, the existing government that has given birth to the emergence of USB is BRGIE. And this BRGIE has the responsibility of pushing on, pressing all the button to see that America and every countries in the world recognize the restored declaration of the United States of Biafra. This is what I have to explain to many of you, that Ngozi have twisted your brains upside down, and you are there on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok talking all sort of nonsense from what you may not understand. Some of you may understand, but because you want to remain foolish, so you will go with the myopic thinking and the solution that Ngozi has given you. I beg of you, go back and reason and listen to what I've just explained now. USB and restored nation, that we have to get full liberation in the homeland, and we're not going to get the liberation of Biafra from the USB is in the homeland. For us to have a legal body that every country will listen to us to see that we work for the USB to be fully actualized, you must go through the BRGIE. So BRGIE is the only registered entity that is recognized legally by America. That is where the head office is, because where America says yes, every other people in the world follows. Prime Minister did not make a mistake by putting that our head office in America. All of you should listen and understand us now. We're not here for saga. And we are not here for you to follow Ajare or to follow Sonny. Neither are we here for you to follow our APM, Okechukwu Nkere, or to follow the CRC minister. No, none of you should follow me. None of you should follow Ajare as a person. Follow the laid down structures and principles of the Biafra Charter, the Biafra government principles. Yes, I'm not speaking for you to like me, because none of you have liked me before now. So I will not be sugarcoating words so that you will now start liking me. No, I will tell you the way it is. Ezioku Bundu. After I finish telling you, you can cut my neck, no problem. That is why when Ngozi went and brought the private meeting of Prime Minister, you heard that I had to ask questions to clarify something. Yes, later on you can kill me, but let me ask the question to clarify something for everybody to be of the know. I had to summon the meeting because I saw that things were wrong, so that things will be put right. Because some people were just murmuring behind the scene, but they could not have the courage to speak up because they are afraid to be removed as minister, or to be removed as COS, or to be removed as secretary, or to be removed as departmental head. No, I will not look and see and then keep quiet because of fear, because of prejudice, because of threat, or because of power that I want to withhold or to keep my appointment. No. Or position. No. I will say what I have to say. Later you can cut my head. So that it will be in history that I asked this question and it was clarified. And today, that has saved us some of the stress. So do not follow me. Follow the template that the Prime Minister has set up that will bring us the restored United States to get full liberation and recognition from the international community. Minister Ajare, I give you the mic before I will go to the next thing.
Thank you. You have not played that video. Have you played the video?
No. I've not gotten to that yet. I've just started. I'll get to that.
Oh, okay. Anyway, okay, I thought that is the video we wanted to discuss. I thought we were going to play the video. Anyway, until we get there, fellow.
Yeah, we are going to play it. But I want you to say something first. Maybe after now, you play the video so that I can address one or two and then go to the next thing. Yeah, you have the mic first. Say
Biafrans,
something, then later you can bring
as
the video.
my boss in my ministry have already told you guys, fellow Biafrans, USB for you in the diaspora is not valid yet. USB is only for those in the homeland. And as far as the homeland is concerned, USB is not active yet. So if anybody is deceiving you, or maybe because of your, zeal and passion for Biafra, someone has deceived you with her rhetoric and her manipulation. We are a nation now. We are a nation now. If we are a nation now, you will no longer see those roadblocks in Biafra land. If we are already a nation now, all those bloodlettings you saw in Osu, in Nihamufu, in fact, even if it happens, you would have seen actions going on right now. In fact, the United Nations will be speaking about it already. It will be in the news. You will hear Nigeria already denying it, that they didn't do anything like that. In fact, they will be, because we are going to hold them responsible. If we find out that they are Fulani heads or whatever, we are going to hold them responsible and bring it to the international body, and they will be denying it by now. But you're not seeing it anywhere in the news. Even their own media is not reporting it. But Ngozi, the shameless idiot that calls herself your DPM, is busy telling you, we are a nation now. We are a nation now. We are no longer BRGIE. Well, I am so excited because this week we have entered now is a week of very, very interesting outcomes for Biafra. It's a week that every Biafran will be so proud of. This week that we just entered now is a week that after we will recount all that we have, seen this week, everything that happened for us this week. I have to remove the background so that you will see me well. I don't like that image that is shaking. After we have recounted all that we went through, you will count your blessings and you will name them one by one. The United States of America tomorrow will be alive, and we are going to be a part of that success story by the grace of Chukwu Kabiama. And that success story is going to trigger a lot of good things for us. And if anyone have not made you to know how excited you should be after the news we got on Friday, some of us got excited. Many of you, especially those of you from this manipulation, because we saw the Zoom under five minutes, we had over 200 people in the Zoom. So it means that many of you Biafrans are hungry for the truth. Many of you are hungry for the voice of your prime minister. Many of you are desperate to hear that real voice that you have missed. And it is now obvious to you that there's only one channel where you can hear that voice. It is only through the Biafra Republic government in exile, not through a psychiatric home, because the headquarters of Nkechi Blessing, Ezeobika, and her mad dog in France, their headquarters is in a psychiatric hospital. And that's why you cannot expect any good news from a psychiatric hospital. So the good news we have always been expecting will come from Maryland, Baltimore, our head office in the United States of America. And you are going to get it as we continue to go. You got it on Friday. You heard from our attorney, the attorney to our prime minister. You heard him live and direct. People that have been brandishing text message, they claim they got from the attorney. They have been brandishing text message that they got from attorney. Text message that you cannot even verify or validate. But that same attorney spoke with her voice loud and clear. The same people brandishing text message will tell you that it is fabricated. You know, the thing is that I don't know. Sometimes I begin to imagine how God was able to contend or contain the stiff-necked Israeli people that he delivered from Egypt. How stiff-necked they were. With all the miracles he showed to them, he did to them. Yet, they were so stiff-necked. You know, when I see what is going on with Biafrans today, especially the gullible ones, I begin to wonder, when the calamities begin to fall on them, should we pity for them? Should we even ask God, God, show them that, look, they should receive a little recompense of some of the things they are doing? How can you do all these things to show them you love them, to deliver them, and yet they begin to, you know, embrace the one who has denied them the love you have for them, the one who has shown them, you know, that, you know, she doesn't even have any love for them, with all the red flags. You can see all the red flags, all. Some of you are just so shameless, very pathetic. I don't know how to address some people. I don't know how to, because with all the red flags I have seen, they are the kind of red flag, and all the people that are coming to tell you that this is propaganda, this is a lie, with those kind of red flag, the people they have fought in the past, only even not up to half of that red flag was enough for them to hold a live program, call them moment of names. So no, or just a little of that kind of red flag. But today you see all these brandishing red flags everywhere. And yet you are going, hey, this is the savior of Biafra. Well, I am waiting when the prime minister will come out very soon. I am waiting for all of you. Be very sure to make sure you pitch your tent that place, because that particular individual that you are following, she will remain in that tent where she is, because just like Lucifer, you know, remained adamant and was thrown out of heaven, you will remain in that tent. Make sure you follow her and always sing her praises. And let me see how she will give you Biafra. I'll hand over the mic to my boss and see where it will lead us from here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my minister, Ajare. Those that are listening to Ngozi, and you say Ngozi is doing the right thing, why are you not getting updates from Ngozi about PM?
Yes.
Why are you waiting to
Did
get
you see how they
updates
gathered? All of them gathered
from
inside our Zoom.
APM?
All of them. All of them.
Why are you all waiting to get updates from APM instead of you getting updates from Ngozi? I thought you said Ngozi is acting on the ordinances of PM. So why is she not the one communicating with the attorney of PM, bringing the message to all of you, interpreting the message and speaking it out? Now, some of you that are with her, I want you to as well ask another question. Since you said you are acting on the instruction of PM, why is it now that PM has now made calls after the announcement, the first day that the announcement that came that PM's restrictions on communication has been lifted to some extent, and that he will be able to communicate to some of us later on? Why haven't you gotten communication from PM, and why were you not the one that gave Biafrans that very news? Why were you not the one that gave Biafrans the news that PM's communication restrictions has been lifted? Why were you not the one that gave Biafrans the news? Why are you not yet also giving Biafrans your own message that you got from PM? And why have you now denied that the message that the same attorney of PM, which came and passed online to the entire Biafran people, why have you now denied that message, which has also been sent to you directly? Biafran people, Ngozi has received the same communication from the attorney of Prime Minister. That communication that you had from the attorney of Prime Minister speaking to Biafrans live and direct, not pre-recorded. She spoke, a call was placed to her, she called into the Zoom to address Biafrans and deliver the message. That same message has been communicated to Ngozi, plus the strict instruction that PM still sent to Ngozi to stop the nonsense that she's doing, and then dualize that nonsense list that she brought out on the 6th of December, and then allow everybody to fall back to the structure of BRGIE. Because BRGIE is the government that will get recognition for the United States of Biafra. United States of Biafra cannot be registered to get recognition for itself. BRGIE is not to get recognition for BRGIE. No, BRGIE is to get recognition for USB. BRGIE is to get recognition for USB. BRGIE is not going to get recognition for itself. BRGIE has already gotten its recognition by getting the entity registered as a legal body, a legal entity for the Biafra restoration, declaration, and full liberation and recognition. Ngozi has gotten the message that PM sent to her. The question you should all ask Ngozi is, why are you not telling us the message that PM sent to you, verbatim to verbatim? Play it to us. Open the message and show us. The same way that you screenshotted the WhatsApp message and brought it and said it is from this same attorney. And then everyone believes you that it was from attorney, right? Aha. Why is it now that that same attorney, Marianne, that spoke that yesterday, has now become Sabo to you? This is the same way that the Biafra Liberation Arm Wing became Sabo to you. Why? Because they disagree with you. The website manager became Sabo to you because they disagree with you. The Bank of Biafra website became Sabo to you.
Sonny?
The IDP in USA.org became Sabo to you because we disagree with you.
Man,
Biafra
Sonny.
yes, sir.
No vex, so you know all those points where they make, they're very important. You get a video when I put just 1 minute video. I don't know, I'm not sure you have seen it. It happened yesterday or today. Please, can you go bring it? You will see it will validate what you are saying right now. What Ngozi just said. Please let us play it. It's different from the video.
We will continue to do that. We can never ever be dragged to such a low level of some miscreants parading themselves on air. Anybody can say anything, but at the end of the day, Biafrans know who are their leaders. Nobody can step out from the authority of our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and the surrogate he has established. No matter what anybody says, no matter where they come from, remember that. If you love Obato Obie, you must continue to work with the United States of Biafra under my leadership, Dr. Ngozi Orobeze. Obato Obie has established that to the whole world. Nobody can move that. Nobody can shake that. And if they don't like what is going on, let Obato Obie come out right now, and we all sit on the table and finalize this matter. On that note, I hand this over to the Secretary of Finance, Fambi. Thank you so much, Biafrans.
Let Obato Obie come now. Let Obato Obie come now and sit with me. She is now commanding Obato Obie. She was saying this after she read those things you are talking about, that information, the order from Obatobie. She's just saying Obatobie. We're talking about our prime minister. And on this same line, she's telling you that if you love Obatobie, you must abide by the commandment of the government. If you love Obatobie, but the idiotic, pathetic sociopath of a psychiatric patient is there telling you that this same Obatobie, she's telling you if you love, you will listen. She's telling you that Obatobie, that she will not listen to him. That Obatobie should come out now and sit down with her. Then that is when she will know where to. Because she, just the same way she was trying to force the finance minister to come to her meeting. Come to my meeting, come to my meeting. The same way she want to force Obatobie, come to my meeting. Then when Obatobie will not come to her meeting, you know what she will say? Obatobie, you have to pile up and queue up because I am not in charge. Then you take orders from me and all that. That's it. All of you are just bunch of, I will never pity for any one of you. Any one of you that have refused to listen to the instruction of the prime minister. Any one of you that have resisted the authority of this government, of Biafra Republic government, every one of you, it doesn't matter who you are. There will be no pity, there will be no mercy. This time around, you will see that, look, it is either you are a Biafran or you are a Nigerian. Because as far as Biafra is concerned, the authority in Biafra is the prime minister of the Biafra Republic government, both in exile and in the de facto. That's the prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Forget about that Obatobie that they are using to deceive you. They will not call Simon Ekpa. The idiot that was shouting Obatobie. Today, what has she done? I don't know if Mazi have listened to her video where she said that even if true, the video is there, I will still send it in for you to play. Even if true, Obatobie say that they should go and follow the government, that she will never. She will tell Obatobie, lie, I will not. These are the bunch of people that some people will say they are looking for Biafra, and yet they are listening to them. So did you see the way this lady is sounding? Does she sound like somebody that loves Obatobie? No, she will tell you, hey, they don't love Obatobie. Does she sound like somebody that loves Obatobie? That Obatobie should come out now and sit down and tell her what to do. And all of you are still listening. Tomorrow you say, hey, give us news for Simon Ekpa. The next news you will hear from Simon Ekpa is that every one of you that are associated with this woman, you are all gone. You are gone. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister Jare. This madness, this one should not move any Biafran that understand who the Prime Minister is. Now, to address our madness, let me go here, because I'm going to ask very simple questions. Then Biafrans will use their tongue to count their teeth. Now, Biafran people, what you see on the screen is what Ngozi posted. Ngozi posted this.
The authority that she's acting on now, that's what you are seeing on the screen. This is the authority she's acting on, this very one.
Ngozi posted this thing. She posted this thing. What is the date? Let me get the date. She posted this thing on the 17th of December, 2024 at exactly 10 a.m. with 09 minutes past in my own time. It may show a different time in your own side. But the message here is for you to understand something. She said that this message that she posted out here. Oh, please, can you guys not call now? Don't call the line now, please. We are in a live program. We are in a live program. Don't call the line now. We are in live program, please. Don't call the line now. All right. Now, when you look at what is on this screen, Ngozi said that this message came from this same attorney. that came to now deliver another message yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ngozi utilized this message to our own advantage. What are those advantages that she used it for? I'm going to take you to the advantages that Ngozi utilized this message to our own self and our selfish interest. I'm going to bring some point for you to see. And when you look at this message here, according to her, it says, "Greetings to you, dear Igbo friends. I am happy to tell you that hours ago, I got to speak to Mr. Simon Ekpa in person on the phone. The first time during this captivity. He is safe, sound, and well. I asked now in person his opinion and direction of who should step in and act as his surrogate." Then she completed the message and said, his clear answer was, "Madam Ngozi, I wish her the best of luck and success in these turbulent times." Now, this is not the complete message. This is not the complete message, Biafrans. She brought only the part that favors her. You guys should ask her to bring the rest of the complete message. Sonny will not be the one to bring it. I will always ask you to bring yourself out, and you bring yourself out and show us everything. This is not the complete message. I have the complete message from this screenshot, so I will not be the one to bring it out. Ngozi should bring the complete message out and tell all of you. On this same message, the person that she claimed that sent this message with her name and signature is the same person that brought this message yesterday. Let's bring it now.
And with this, I'm just going to have a minute to call, to call across, and maybe we can hear from the attorney of our Prime Minister. Hopefully, this call will be loud and clear. Okay, if I'm coming out, if this voice is coming out, please can you let me know? Attorney of our Prime Minister from Finland, you are welcome. We are on live with Biafran people. Can you please deliver the message that the Prime Minister asked you to deliver to the acting Prime Minister? Can you speak a little bit louder so that the Biafran people can hear you? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me in.
Yeah, please kindly give me 1 second. I think I'm going to try to see if it can be audible a little bit. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. We can hear. We can hear.
Okay. All right. Is she coming out clearly?
Yes, she's coming.
It is.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening again, sisters and brothers. My name is Mariam, and I speak in a position of...
I want you people to get the name of the attorney speaking.
My name is Mariam, and I speak... My name is Mariam, and I...
My name is Mariam Neng. Go and ask Ngozi first and foremost. Do you know Mariam Neng? Has Mariam Neng sent you the message that PM sent you? Have you been talking with Mariam Neng? Ask Ngozi, all of you that are listening and following her, Zumbi. Ask her, do you know Mariam Neng? And have you been talking to Mariam Neng as the direct attorney of the Prime Minister? Have you also been talking to Mariam Neng on other issues that concerns the Prime Minister? Have you also been talking to Mariam Neng as the attorney of Prime Minister, even long before now, even before Prime Minister had problems? Have you also been carrying out instruction that Prime Minister sent you when it comes through Mariam Neng? Have you been on calls with Mariam Neng? Have you been speaking with her? Have you gotten the message that PM sent to you? Why are you deceiving the people that are following you, that are listening to you? You know Mariam Neng very well. This message that you brought here before, that you posted on the media, which I never wanted to have my time to talk about it because it's not the right time. This very message here, was it from Mariam Neng, or it was from Sonny, or it was from Ajare, or it was from
it was from Surugede. The message is from Surugede.
Or was the message from Adada Rama, Adazuzu? Was the message from Adazuzu, or was it from Emmanuel Remigius? Or was it from Ugo Empty Brain?
Hey.
Or was this message from QTV? Or was it from Dr. Aki? Was it from Toji? Was it from all the non-entities that you now claim to be your media team, who, when you tell them go and destroy the image of Biafran government, they will go without thinking otherwise to know the implications? Ngozi or Abu Fulani? Answer yourself and your followers the question. Was this message from the same Mariam Neng that now brought the last message from PM to you, that you are now calling her a miscreant in the media? You are now calling her a non-entity in the media. You're now calling her an idiot in the media. Please, Minister Jare, put that. Okay, the video is here. Play it again.
We will continue to do that. We can never, ever be dragged to such a low level of some miscreants parading themselves on air.
Why is it not showing?
Anybody can say anything.
It's showing. We can hear it.
Okay, can
just play. Yeah, okay. Hold on, cool down. It don't play. The sound don't come out. The point that we pick now. She called the attorney of PM now miscreant, parading herself on air. So this same miscreant that you call the attorney of PM is the one that gave you this message, and you brought message from a miscreant to Biafran people, and then you acted upon the message to your advantage, Ngozi or Abu Fulani. Now that it is not to your advantage, Mariam Neng has become a miscreant. The same way that the attorney and lobbies that Prime Minister contracted for the Biafran people for the recognition of Biafra, the same way that you have brandished them miscreants, criminals, saboteurs, anyone that PM set in to do something and then it doesn't go the way you want it now, they become miscreants and saboteurs. You brought this message, Ngozi. You know the people that are members of the group where you brought this message from. You know all of them. You open your mouth and call their names and say these are the people that are in this group. Now, this same message is coming from that same group now, with all the people that are in that group now. And you are coming out to tell your gullible followers that the message is coming from a miscreant. But you selected the one that suits your narrative to be able to destroy what you want to destroy and then capitalize on it. And the message here was just for you to surrogate for what? The item in the convention where Prime Minister was supposed to just stand and do this and do that. That was your surrogate, what it meant. Because the cabinet were discussing of sharing the responsibility of what PM was supposed to do. And you said, oh, the planning committee should not do so. You will go and get message PM's attorney. PM's attorney will communicate to PM, and then message will come back. When message came back, message made itself well to favor you, to be the one to stand in and say anything that PM was supposed to say. According to you, you made it to favor you. And now you capitalize on it and use it to do what? To destroy the entire structure of BRGIE. You now still made use of this message to go ahead and register a new entity, a new government. You call it United States of Biafra. You see how foolish some of you are. You are registering a country in another United States of Biafra. You're registering it in another country. I wonder when Nigeria will go to America to register Nigeria in America, so that Nigeria will now become a property of America. When you register any organization in a particular country, it serves like a property of that country, because you're now going to act according to the norms and laws and ethics of that country. Anything that you register in a particular country, for example, Minister Jare is in Italy now. He goes and registers an entity or organization or a business enterprise. Everything Minister Jare will have to do in that entity that he has registered in Italy will have to conform to the norms and ethics and laws and standards of Italia. So now let me ask you now, if you are going to go and register United States of Biafra in Italia, does it now mean that Italia now owns the United States of Biafra? So whatever you want, decision you have to take, it is Italia that will decide what will happen to United States of Biafra. You have to conform to the laws and the ethics and the norms of Italia, because you are a property of Italia. So all of you that are following Ngozi sheepishly, that means all of you now in Biafra land that will claim that you are working with Ngozi and under a United States of Biafra USB, you are all properties of the registration that Ngozi has done and say is United States of Biafra in America. You cannot register a country in another man's country to make it an entity. It's not an entity. A country cannot be an entity. A country cannot be registered in another country. No, a country can only make a member of the United Nations. A country can only make part and members of diplomatic bodies. You can sign treaties and have engagement with other countries. Not that you will register yourself as a body, as a subsection to that country. When you register yourself to that country, that means you are a property of that country. So please, people should go and wake these people up. So, Ngozi Fulani, when this message came from the same attorney that you now describe as a miscreant, as a criminal, as a saboteur, parading on air, you did not come to tell Biafrans that the attorney that brought this message is the same Mariam Neng, and that she is a saboteur, and that she is a miscreant, and that she is parading on the media. Ngozi or Abueze, go and help your people to reason well, because you have actually destroyed the brains of many people. Chey! And those that are foolish still continue to follow you. This is the message you brought on the 17th of December from the same attorney of Prime Minister to favor you. You allowed it to trend. Now, another message has come from the same attorney, Mariam Neng, again, and you now say she is a criminal. Biafran people, Make una go ask yourself questions. This is the message from Mariam Neng. Let me start again. Let her speak and let you people understand and hear her name again.
Can you please deliver the message that the Prime Minister asked you to deliver to the acting Prime Minister? Can you speak a little bit louder so that the Biafran people can hear you? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting me in.
Yeah, please kindly give me 1 second. I think I'm gonna try to see if it can be audible a little bit. Give me 1 second.
It's okay. We can hear. We can hear.
Okay. All right. Is she coming out clearly?
Yes, she's coming.
She is.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening again, sisters and brothers. My name is Mariam Neng.
My name is Mariam Neng. My name is Mariam Neng. You guys should look at it, then go and ask Ngozi. Ngozi, who is Mariam Neng? Ngozi, who is Mariam Neng? All of you should go and ask Ngozi. Ngozi, who is Mariam Neng? Is she the attorney to Prime Minister? Is Mariam Neng the attorney to Prime Minister? Is she the one that brought you the first message that you now said it is to your own favor? Is she the one that brought you this first message that you announced to Biafrans that it is to your own favor? Why is it now that she has brought another message that is not to your own favor and you say she is a miscreant? So, are you telling us that a miscreant brought a message to you before and then you brought it to the media to announce to Biafran people? So, you brought a message from a miscreant to deceive Biafran people before. And that same miscreant, as you called her now, has also brought another message from PM again. And then what you can now say is that she is a bigger miscreant. Oh, before she was a smaller miscreant. Now she has upgraded to a bigger miscreant. Alumero. Ngozi, why the double standards? Why
Arumelo, my brother.
Ngozi, why deceiving Biafrans? Today you say the attorney is good. Tomorrow you say the attorney is a miscreant because the attorney gives a message that favor you yesterday, and then you turn it to use and destroy many things in the government. And then after Prime Minister has reviewed your madness on the media something, when the message came that Prime Minister's communication has been lifted, his restriction on communications has been lifted to don't understand the they can now and see very well and review what all of you are doing on daily basis on the Biafran government. Because everything is there on the media. Everything are there on the media. So he has been now given a privilege to review and see all your atrocities that you have committed against the structure of the government, which is not leading us to any progress. Rather, it is tearing out and destroying everything that they put in place. That is why he has now sent message through the same attorney, which you said brought the first message before. And you said that her name is what? You said that her name is Mariam Neng. That is the name that you called to us, Ngozi. And on this your message, we should not bring the complete one to the Biafran people. This same name of Mariam Neng is written there in this complete message. You brought only half of the message. You hide the complete message from the entire cabinet. It's just few persons that have privilege to see the complete message.
Sonny Novus, you don't tell why they wait for this man comment. I don't see him today. Free man equal to onye. If you highlight this idiot comment for here, this monkey wait there for Spain. Isam. Ngozi, highlight it, say Ngozi, or Abueze. Why are you highlight them? I want Yabam now. I want give him woto.
No, just yap him instead of displaying his madness on the screen. Just yap him.
Free man. Or what to go get your era? Tell what to Ngozi. Adado ramenye go to era. Nke Ngozi na agozi. Free man. This monkey, every fundraising. If the guy lives in Spain, in Spain, fundraising. Sometimes we do program. He come to my program. I think because when he's coming for fundraising, I think he has sense. But when he will come to give his announcement, I am giving 50 a gemma. The receipt will be sent to Adandembo and Negere. I am giving 50 anytime this idiot will see Adandembo and Negere, he still. I don't know whether he has a wife at home or what. Have you never seen a woman before in your life? Freeman equal to onye. So with all this red flag that Ngozi has shown, you come on my program sometimes in the morning. Hey, Musa. Ngozi has shown every red flag that she's working with Nigeria. But because now I'm taking Bob from wine. If you have wine on social media, wine on Spain, can not do. Freeman equal to onye. You know, auto karaka, kachiraka chikera. You're coming here to say Ngozi. Why are you crying, Akbarawa? You are nothing but a moo. A wu kagemma. Freeman equal to a wu kagemma. I don't even know who you are living with in the house. If why you know on Spain, at least I'm going to photo. Is Sonny crying here? Sonny is trying to open your blind moronic eye. It's a good idea that I'm go to Kera. It's an uncle can go to Kera. Get a humble lion. Please, Sonny, go ahead.
Thank you, my minister, for addressing the idiosyncrasy of these people. And you know, I don't really have time for some of these idiots in the comment section because some of them have lost it and they don't have brain cells. Because if these are people that have been shouting Obatobie built a structure. Obatobie built a structure and then registered a legal entity as BRGIE, as the only legal entity that has the right to speak for Biafra in the American Congress. And this entity, as BRGIE, has gone far on what they have done through the lobbies and attorneys to see that Biafra is recognized. And they were waiting for the declaration convention to just finish so that they continue their work. Then after then, Ngozi come out and tell you that this legal entity, these attorneys and lobbies, that they are criminals. All of you start clapping for Ngozi. That means your brains have been sold out. There are no cells working in your brains again. So everything that Prime Minister set up, Ngozi has called them all scam, and you are clapping for her.
You are clapping for Ngozi that told you Koro here that Prime Minister, let Simon come out. Let Obatobie come out and sit down and we'll settle this matter. So Ngozi is now challenging Prime Minister to come and sit down. You settle matter. You know who a man. A man, I'm idiot or coco. They're telling me, bring and I'm still looking for you. You will see what will happen to you. I'm a big yes, so a big aja. By the time PM will show up now, they will start fighting PM. I will see whether you join her to fight PM. Now I will see whether you join her to fight PM.
You won't be surprised because many of them will still do it.
Many
of them have fought PM before. Yes, so it is not new. They can still do it again to glorify Ngozi. Yes, there is something here that some people are missing. Godswill Akpabio led a delegation to India to do voodoo, to be able to cause chaos on the brains of some weak cells that their spirits are very weak. That voodoo that Godswill Akpabio led some people to India to do, it is working today on some brains. And these are some of the people that the thing is working on. It is also working on some members of BRGIE that have now decamped to join Ngozi madness. The voodoo is working on all of them. All of them. Because if this voodoo is not working, how can you rationalize and understand that PM put this and put that in order? And then Ngozi is telling you this structure that PM put in is nonsense. I am scrapping it. I am coming up with a new thing. And she's even telling you, I am setting up a new government. The one that PM set up and then registered and got all the attorneys and lobbies to start working for the recognition of Biafra, which they have advanced and gone very far before the convention. And the attorneys and the lobbies even had to be present in the convention as the legal witnesses, as the legal attorney of Biafra Republic government in exile. That is why they were present in the convention, to seal the convention and the declaration. Because it's telling you that those attorneys, after they have been there in the convention, done everything, that now, because they don't agree with whatever nonsense that she is doing, that they are criminals. How do you think that people that their brains are still okay, that voodoo has not captured their brains, will sit back to analyze and see all these things and then still come back and then give Ngozi a handshake and say, yes, you are doing well, continue to destroy everything for us? So the voodoo that was done is working on many brains, the weak ones. If you want the voodoo to clear from your eye, go to the water side. Call the god of the sea, the god of the land, the god of fire, the god of thunder, the god of Biafra, the god of water, the god of land, the god of air. Tell the god that I have just called their name to wash you off something that has been done against you, that has made you to act abnormal and not to reason well. That because of Biafra, that because of the blood of Biafra that have died in the quest for the restoration of Biafra and the liberation of Biafra, you want your brain to be liberated. Take the water with your hands and wash your face and wash your head. Walk away. After a few days, you will be okay. Your senses will come back to normal. It is a voodoo that was done on the surface of the earth, and you have to neutralize it in the middle of water, a running water that is running like this. You stand and then you neutralize it. Now, we have to continue what I was saying. Ngozi used this message to destroy many structures and many things that PM had built. And now, this message now came and said, Ngozi, PM has reviewed all the nonsense that you have done and said enough is enough, and Ngozi is disagreeing. So now, let's play this message complete. Then I'll come back to Ngozi's message screenshot on the screen, and then I go to the next thing that we will talk about her.
My name is Marianne, and I speak in a position of Mr. PM's civil lawyer here in Finland, and also his Finnish political advisor, which job I have been doing years already. And today I have special news for you, since I am delivering direct message from his own words, using his very own words, which I got to know today when I visited the PM directly, privately, 3.5 hours in the place he is held in custody. So his clear message is that everybody should fall back to the original structure of Biafran Republic government in exile. The PM is very aware that there is some organization other, but that entity or whatsoever entity should not be the place for Biafrans now, only and solely the original Biafran Republic government in exile, what Simon self has laid out, and what Mr. Ogechuku-Kere is acting now as an acting prime minister. That is why, because the PM wants to show the world that govern themselves instead of getting into a fight between one another or between entity or another, vice versa, that the Biafran people are capable and stronger despite little differences there might exist. So specifically, the PM said that let everyone, sister and brother, on Madame Ngozi Orabuese's list from the 6th of December 2024, with her cabinet, should fall back to the original structure. And this may sound a little bit straight, but the PM is very straight man. And this is his organization and his will and his agenda, which he fights for. And he has so many things he will tell you. But now this solemn thing is that he wishes is that you people listen seriously so we are capable of cause together and unite. This is the message I want to tell. And all, God bless Biafra.
Thank you.
Now, that message is loud and clear for everyone.
Yeah, there is a point,
Yes, sir.
the point she made there that hit me like a bullet. She said, the PM said, every single soul, every single soul. Thank you, Mansoni. Go ahead.
Thank you, my minister. Something there he said again that the new Ngozi setup does not represent BRGIE, does not represent what he is fighting for, which means PM knows what he said Biafrans are going. Whatever you're bringing now is against the structure that will give us the recognition and the full liberation and recognition and restoration of the United States of Biafra. So, fall back to BRGIE does not mean you should fall back to 2024 after declaration of the United States of Biafra. What it means to all of you Mumu that do not understand, it means you should fall back to the legal entity, the structural government that has the power to pedal for the recognition of the United States of Biafra. And that structure and that body and that legal entity is BRGIE.
Sonny, no verse. No verse.
So,
my God, no verse, I beg. Now, you know, say this thing, what would they do now? Make I speak pidgin English. This is what they do now to help some of these people, because if you, as a cabinet member under the PM, and this message is coming to you that you should fall back, and you refuse to fall back, and actually the APM was recognized as the one that is actually the APM on behalf of the PM, was recognized by that attorney because the PM is aware already that the PM has spoken with the APM. So if you refuse actually to listen to the PM now, that the message comes from the attorney, where will you stand when the PM come out? Are you going to tell PM what? What are you going to tell PM? That automatically refusing now because of Ngozi. Now, I am saying this because of people like Mazio Former, Mommy Ulo, Mommy, what's her name? The finance, the one she gave finance. Diana Ene, And all of you that are very, very, Apostle Steve, name them, all of them. Would you have the guts to stand before PM and say, we heard the message? What will you tell him? Ngozi refused. Then we stood with Ngozi. Is that what you tell PM? Ngozi refused. And the same message is passed to Ngozi. And this same attorney we're talking about. And you people should listen to me. I am not patronizing you. In fact, for me, I don't even want people to come back. Now, let me remove a thing they might. Let me explain to you so you understand what I'm saying. Because you would think that maybe I am doing this because I want you to come back. I don't want you people to come back because I cannot even trust any one of you. But I'm trying to tell you that if you refuse on your own, for your own good, you refuse to come back now, and then you wait, PM will come, you come. Because PM is giving you that benefit to come within this window. And this window will expire, I am very sure. But the next time the PM will speak, he's not going to be speaking in the same language he's speaking, whereby he will say, fall back in. The PM is going to close that window. That window, you will close it. All of you that have had the opportunity to fall back and make it very, very clear that, look, we have to fall back against every odd. We have to allow Ngozi to stand alone so that she will stand and face the consequences. Because if you stay there, maybe you say, I am not coming out in the open. Nobody is seeing me. There is an instruction to fall back. And as long as Ngozi have refuted that instruction, it means that every one of you that have not come open to denounce Ngozi, somebody like Judith denounced Ngozi and fell out and is with the Biafra Republic government in exile. Somebody like 555 denounced Ngozi and fell into the real government and cabinet. Now, those of us that were never in Ngozi's cabinet at all, we maintain our position. We stand. Then you are going to come when the PM will now close the door. You will not be saying, PM, I'm sorry, oh, please. The thing is that, you know, this Ngozi, you told us, didn't you hear when Sonny asked the PM? Sonny asked the PM and said, okay, now PM, since you have said that Ngozi can give us, somebody saying put on the logo. Mazi Sonny should put on the logo. I am not the one in the studio. You know? So Mazi Sonny was asking, Mazi Sonny, please put on the logo. I don't know why it disappears. Then Mazi Sonny was asking PM and saying, PM, now that you have told us that Ngozi can give us instruction and then that will be final, PM told Mazi Sonny here, the information minister, he said, you have gotten me wrong. Ngozi have no right to take any decision in my absence. I don't know whether all of you, including those with gray hair, I don't know whether you are kindergarten. How will I explain it to you? You were there in that cabinet that day. And even if you forgot, Ngozi, by the grace of God, brought it back to you. Even the public is now aware that this Ngozi Orabueze that is always calling people criminal, but she is criminality personified. Ngozi Orabueze continue to raise funds that she doesn't send to the Biafra Liberation Army. Ngozi Orabueze collected $20,000 from the convention that has not gone into Biafra cause. Ngozi Orabueze continue to collect your money. I don't know the kind of mumu all of you are. Gray hair without sense. You are in cabinet. And you continue. PM said this Ngozi, criminal Ngozi, that is calling people criminal, has no right whatsoever to take any decision. I have to say it repeatedly so that maybe it will sink in. I don't know the juju Ngozi have used to cover you people's head. She has no right to take any decision in the absence of Prime Minister. So if you are waiting there because she did not obey PM, now you want to follow her and disobey PM, have it in mind that that decision, you are doing it based on her, not on your own. You have not taken a decision on your own because you are following Ngozi, and she has no right to take any decision on behalf of the Prime Minister. You all are on your own. You are on your own. Mazi, please, if I took so much time, I have to express it because these people, maybe they need kindergarten bell to be ringing it for them and tell them 1 + 1 is 2, 2 + 2 is 4, 3 + 3 is 6. Maybe that's what they need.
No, you did not take too much time. It is the normal thing to do so that you can break the brain cells of some people and then at least carry book put inside. Because it can't be like, say, if we no break their brains, carry the book put like that, they no go hear word or they no go understand properly. So at times it's good that we break their head and put the book. Now, Biafran people, I am coming to something else. With the message that Ngozi was displaying on the screen and saying that the message came from this same attorney, Mariam Neng, and she used it for her own advantage when she wanted to destroy the government. Some of you now may not have accounted the damages that she used this very message to achieve. She used this very message to achieve so many damages to this government. I am coming here now. I want to open some of your brains. Now, I want all of you to come here. Be looking at the screen. Oh, this is the achievement that Ngozi got with the message that she brought. The message that she brought to deceive all of you. On that message, she stood to do what? To cause all the destruction in the government. On that message. So when you now see Prime Minister today taking his decisions, he has come to understand all the damages that Ngozi has done with what? One message that she said came from the attorney of PM, which she now calls miscreant. When she brought the message to favor her, the attorney was not a miscreant. Now that the attorney has come to give another message that does not favor her, the attorney to her is now a miscreant. So this very message here that Ngozi posted before to use and lay the foundation to our destruction of the government has brought about the following destruction to the Biafran government. I want all of you to look at the screen. Now, here on the 1st of December, this was one destruction that Ngozi did. This was one destruction that Ngozi did. She said she hereby do what? Suspend Minister Success. And this destruction raised, Minister Success is hereby suspended with immediate effect due to non-compliance related activities. All state administrators, BDF and BLA officers working with him should henceforth cease and desist from communicating with him. So all communication should be channeled directly through the office of the defense minister. So you know how intricate the office of Minister Success was, that he had to work with the administrators, the BDF, according to you, and the BLA officers. This has to do with the liberation wing of Biafra United States in the homeland, which is a very intricate department, which Prime Minister holds it so dear that he doesn't even allow anybody to go there or to even try to meddle in the affairs and administration of this place. But Ngozi, the first thing that you use this message to do your damage, the first thing that you use this message to do your damage to Biafra government was for you to go to see how you will destabilize the defense, the de facto administrators, the BDF and the BLA, according to this your memo here. This is number one, and this was on when? 1st of December. Now, we are coming down to 4th of December. On 4th of December, Ngozi brought another one. These are what? Destruction templates that Ngozi has used. Capitalizing on this message here, to destroy the entire structure and everything that Prime Minister has set for Biafran people. This is the next one that she went, capitalizing on this message. Capitalizing on this message, this was your next stride that you move. You came out on the 4th and wrote a memo after convention and said, dissolution of BRGIE cabinet. Now, did you now hear why Prime Minister said everybody should fall back to BRGIE, that the cabinet is not dissolved? The cabinet cannot be dissolved on the way and manner you want to use and dissolve it. It's because this very cabinet and this very BRGIE has a sole responsibility of working for the full recognition of USB. Without this BRGIE structure and cabinet and full government implementation, USB cannot get its recognition. So the only legal responsibility of getting the legal framework done for USB to get the full recognition and full liberation in the homeland is in the hand of BRGIE. That is why PM said every Biafran should fall back, because Ngozi has taken a very wrong step. And when you look at this thing, she says she is doing what? Dissolving the BRGIE. Let us read what she wrote. She said, congratulations on our restoration of independence. The USB government would like to thank and recognize all the effort of the BRGIE cabinet towards their devotion to service under the Biafra Republic government in exile throughout the liberation phase of the restoration of independence of the United States of Biafra. The United States, she said, throughout the liberation phase of the restoration, this is how you will see that Ngozi has dementia. The liberation of the United States of Biafra has not been done yet. We are in process. Until when you get total liberation of Biafra land from the hands of one Nigerian terrorist, that is when you will now say that we have completed the liberation of the restoration of independence of the United States of Biafra. When you look at the nonsense Ngozi wrote here, Ngozi said, throughout the liberation phase of the restoration of the United States of Biafra, meaning that the liberation phase of the restoration of independence of the United States of Biafra has been completed already. And that she is thanking BRGIE officials for the services that they have offered, that the liberation phase has been completed. Oh my God. So if liberation phase has been completed, why are you still in exile? Talking. Why are you still using Naira? Why are you not using Ejema? Why are you still using NIN of One Nigeria? Why are you still using BVN of One Nigeria? Why are you still using Bank of One Nigeria? Why are you still using the phone numbers, dialing codes of One Nigeria? If the liberation phase of the independence United States of Biafra has been completed. So this is to show you another madness in her letter. To her, she tells you that she has completed the liberation phase of the restoration of independence United States of Biafra, which the liberation phase has just started, which we are begging and calling on all Biafrans to come back and join hands for the liberation phase to be fully intensified. It is until we finish the total and full liberation phases of the restoration of independence, United States of Biafra in the homeland, when we finish removing all the structures of one Nigerian terrorist, when we finish removing all the terrorist properties and the existence of one Nigeria in Biafra land, when there is no more checkpoint, when there is no more one Nigerian terrorist army, when there is no more thing that connects the terrorists of one Nigeria into killing and burning our people, when we are in full control, that is when the full liberation phases have been completed. But Ngozi has made you people know on the 4th of December that she has already completed the liberation phase of the restoration of independence of the United States of Biafra. And so because of that, she is dissolving BRGIE. Madness. She went on to say the United States of Biafra has now restored its lost sovereignty. Oh my God. You have restored the lost sovereignty, but you are not in full control of Biafra land yet. You have to continue to fight for full liberation before you will now implement that sovereignty. For now, the sovereignty cannot stand. The sovereignty cannot speak. You don't control Biafra land. That is why they are still able to buy some of you and to kidnap and to roadblock with police, Air Force, and Navy. You see, I've not even had time to look at these letters to say I want to analyze point by point. Now that I'm just looking at it now, I'm seeing too many red flags on the right top. A big thanks to all officials whose effort facilitated the restoration of our independence, she said. And she said, as an independent sovereign nation, our national responsibility have now gone past the agitation for liberation, but rather the activation and full functionality of the government of the United States of Biafra. At this point in time, our territorial integrity under the Article 2 of the United Nations Charter and intensifying our diplomatic engagement with other nations are pivotal. In order for the government to live up to expectation towards governance, the government is now moving on to the next phase of building, nation building, and on this note, the BRGIE cabinet is hereby dissolved. And she said, BRGIE cabinet is hereby dissolved as it has achieved its purpose as post-declaration body. I want you people to ask Ngozi the question.
What did you achieve?
What have you achieved that you say the BRGIE has completed their aims and objectives and their achievements? Has BRGIE gotten the recognition for USB? Has BRGIE fully liberated Biafra land according to the Biafra Charter? And then has it gotten full sovereignty of Biafra land into the hands of USB? Has USB been fully structured and implemented? Has it gotten the full sovereignty in Biafra land? Does USB now use their currency in Biafra land? Does USB now have their own structures in Biafra land? Can USB now operate fully in Biafra land, or they are still banking under the Central Bank of Nigeria? They are still using the BVN of Nigeria. They are still being controlled by one Nigerian terrorist. The liberation tax that you have brought to your account and gave to people, it is a liberation tax that you are now putting into Islamic terrorist account that is domiciled in one Nigeria account. If you say that BRGIE has achieved its objectives, why are you still banking in one Nigerian bank account? Why are you not banking in Bank of Biafra, since we have gotten full sovereignty? You see, some of you looked at these write-ups and you read and you did not ask yourself the question, how far and how did we get here and what has happened?
That is your intelligence too much. You know, if you don't get, she has gotten her liberation, why is she going to Abuja to have a bank in Abuja? Oh, there's no bank in Ebube. There's no bank in Oga, your village, Anwafia. There's no bank in Oka. No bank in Owerri. Even in Iguacha. You are choosing a bank which headquarters is in Abuja. Funaliland.
Hey, so Biafran people, you people need to ask him. And on this very memo, she now lied also that this message was delivered on the 4th. No, she did not do this nonsense on the 4th. That is why I put here that Ngozi dissolved BRGIE inside convention while convention was ongoing. She did not do this memo or do this thing that she wrote here on the 4th of December. She did it inside the convention. Minister Ajare here is the one that called Attorney General and said, the convention, the declaration that we have just done, the treaty that we have just signed, the referendum that we started in February to 28th of November, everything that we have done here has been cancelled and proven null and void with the actions of Ngozi by saying she dissolved government inside.
Biafra does not exist anymore. As far as we're concerned, if myself and some other brethren did not call her attention, we finish that convention, we go. The next thing you will see on the news is Biafra has been dissolved. Biafra government no longer exists. No longer exists. Because it will end there. That would be the end.
Minister Ajare here is the one, after this woman has made this statement, with her ego and pride, that she hereby dissolve BRGIE. Inside conventional, stating that BRGIE has achieved the liberation and has achieved its aim, and all the cabinet members have achieved everything that is needed of. But yet, she's still coming out to do fundraising. I thought she said BRGIE has achieved everything. Why are you still coming to do fundraising? And now, you're now going to register another government in still exile. Why you said you have achieved everything. You have liberated Biafra. You have gotten sovereignty. Chey! Hello, Mero. So she did this thing inside the convention. This is number 2 of the sabotage that she used. She used this message, this screenshot message from WhatsApp, which she said came from the same attorney that she now calls a miscreant. Because today, the attorney has brought another message that is not to her favor. She now said the attorney is a miscreant. So, what she has used this message to achieve is what we are telling Biafrans now. Destruction of BRGIE, postponement and removal of Minister Success, according to her, with what she claims she has the power, dissolution of BRGIE. Let me make something clear. BRGIE is registered in America as the only legal entity that has the right to get recognition for Biafra government, for the United States of Biafra. BRGIE also has entered into a contract with the lobbyists and the attorney firms, which has to do work for the United States of Biafra to be recognized. And this contract has just been penned down before the convention. Prime Minister just penned down this contract. That is why he introduced those attorneys and lobbyists to the Biafran people and say, these are the people that are going to lobby for the recognition of the United States of Biafra. After he introduced them, and then they took him. For those of you that do not remember the video, we have everything here. Let us just flash it so that your brains will come back a little.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Jim Moran. I served in the United States Congress for approximately a quarter of a century. After I left the Congress, I began to represent some corporations and countries and causes that I believe in. It has been an honor to work with you, Your Excellency. Elias Gerasulis is my partner. This is primarily Elias's account, but I'm going to be working with him. While I was in the Congress, I was on the committee that funds Defense and State Department Foreign Operations, as well as the Foreign Relations Committee. I have an interest in Africa. I was a principal co-sponsor of the African Growth and Opportunity Act. But most importantly, I do believe that Biafran independence is a just and noble cause. And I trust that you have a bright future ahead. We will try to secure your independence. We can't promise because the politics is not a particularly predictable situation in the United States today, and justice is not always served, but we will work towards that objective. I appreciate the opportunity to work on behalf of the Biafran people. And at this point, let me turn it over to Elias. Elias?
Oh, thank you, Jim. And it's an honor to be working with you on this. And we appreciate your lending, your support, someone of your prestige and stature. That association would be so critical. So thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. And thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, Your Excellencies, and dear Biafrans in the United States and around the world. My name is Elias Yarsulis, and I am a good friend and colleague of Congressman Moran, and we are your new lobbyists here in Washington, D.C. However, you should know that we are more than just your lobbyists. We are fellow freedom fighters in the struggle for the liberation of Biafra. And similar to how your compatriots in the Biafran Defense Forces are securing your freedom on the homeland, we will be fighting for your freedom in the political and diplomatic battlefield here in Washington, D.C. And we will make sure that all these U.S. officials, all these congressmen and senators understand that the Biafran independence movement is a pure democratic civilian uprising against injustice, the very same one that we had in the United States when we declared our independence from the British 200 years ago. On a personal level, I knew I had to get involved in this struggle, not only because of my belief in the Biafran cause, but my belief in His Excellency, the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. As I got to know the Prime Minister, I could see that he has remarkable leadership qualities and vision. And I knew that instinctively that he was a man of destiny and that he will have a very important impact in Africa in the years to come. And I thought it was a personal duty to assist him. Already, the Prime Minister has made remarkable progress and has outsmarted the Nigerian system in many ways. The Prime Minister has done this with the self-referendum. He has done this with opening diplomatic liaison offices around the world. And I think by establishing a proper Biafran lobby in Washington, D.C., the Prime Minister has delivered his master stroke. And if you can look at the Nigerian media and the social media, you will see that this is something that's been highly publicized. And I think this is because they understand the moment that the United States starts to gain more support for the Biafran cause, it will be a game changer. Because when the United States leads, other countries follow. Congressman Moran and myself are your voice to the U.S. Congress, your voice to the White House, your voice to the State Department, your voice to the highest offices in this great land. And we will not stop until victory is achieved. Long live a free, independent, and sovereign Biafra. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that brilliant speech there. Elias, we are happy to have you on board, and we have a lot of things to do together. Thank you. This particular appearance today is just to present you to the Biafrans in the United States. As I made my promise, I have fulfilled it. It is now that we go out there and do what we know how to do best for the interest of Biafra.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister. It's our honor, and we look forward to serving you in the cause. Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister.
And you listen to the attorneys and lobbyists speak. They said they will be the voice of the Biafran Republic government in exile in the Congress. They will be the voice of the Biafra Republic government in exile in the White House. There will be the voice of the Biafra Republic government in exile in Washington, D.C. There will be the voice in every places that matters, and that where American government says yes, every other countries will follow. And he accorded Prime Minister of building the Defense Department, building the liaison offices, building every arms of government. The contract with these lobbies and attorneys firm was just penned down. PM just signed it before the convention, which means their contract is very fresh. They are just starting their work to start to deliver. And they have a lot to do after the convention now. But if you listen to Ngozi say that they are now criminals because they refuse to bow to her.
The criminal lobbies, the criminal attorney, the criminal the criminal, the criminal, everybody criminal. The criminal criminal.
Can imagine that. Just because of what, though? Just because this message came and it was to our favor. Because this message here came and then it was to our favor. And then she now turned everything upside down. Now, let's go back to the next thing that she did. The next thing that she did was to tell you that fundraising is postponed. You postpone fundraising. Before convention, there was no fundraising. After convention, you postpone again, making it 2 fundraisings. 2 weeks postponed of fundraising. When PM will even be longing that we have town hall meeting every Sunday so that we can raise funds, because we know the time that we are in and we know what we are doing. Ngozi did what? She postponed fundraising. Let's go to the next one. The next thing that Ngozi did was to do what? To tell you that the only place that you should make payment now is no more the Biafra government website and IPOB in USA, which Prime Minister instituted. She now bring out new dimension and say it is where our own government has to operate from. You people should continue to look. She came up again that this 1,000 men group, which Prime Minister set up since 2021 for Biafrans that prefers to be making their donation to the liberation of Biafra without any stress, because he said this group does not represent what we are doing again, according to her, that she has destroyed the group, that all of you should now go and do the way she says. The next one is for her to come and tell you that the Biafra Defense Forces headquarters, official headquarters, that was unveiled by Prime Minister, that it is now fraudulent, that it is a fraud. That it is a fraud. Yes, Minister, I've seen your message. This is the next thing she came and told the people. That the Biafra Defense Forces headquarters that was unveiled by the Biafran government, by the Biafran people, that it is a fraud. I want people to see the damages that Ngozi used the message that she got to do. The message that she brought and put on the media. This is what she used it to do. So I'm asking all of you, after Prime Minister has now been allowed to look through what is going on now on the media and given the privilege, she now looked through and saw all this evil that Ngozi has done since she got this very message here. which she got and then use it as a bedrock to be destroying everything. After PM now has been lifted of his restriction to see what is happening every day, you think that PM will now start clapping for Ngozi, right? For all these atrocities that she has committed. Okay, let's come back to another one. Oh. This is another one, the Biafran coin, United States of Biafra website, official website. Ngozi said it is fraudulent. This is Prime Minister unveiled this. Ngozi said it is fraudulent. These are the atrocities that Ngozi has done with that message. She now went also and brought Homeland account, put it on the media, and this Homeland account now is what? Is Islamic domicile bank account. For Biafran people to go there that are in Homeland to go and deposit money and do everything from there. Are you all looking at it? Did it stop there? No, did not stop there. She postponed her fundraising again during December, end of the year. Came back on the 5th. She said she went for holiday. Those that are fighting for the liberation in the homeland, that are in the bushes, don't go for holiday. Ngozi now put her holiday, and she went for holiday because she's enjoying herself in America. She went to holiday.
They go, they gossip, we go, they fight. PM Simon Ekpa, you be the light. Therefore we must get, freedom is our goal. If you like gossip, we go, they roll. Biafra freedom, now our dream true. No matter the challenge, we go, they push through. Now they go, they on, we no go to scan. With faith and courage, we dey stand hard. The sign of the far, lead us through the storm. Biafra land calling, let's make it our norm. That's how we must get. Freedom is our goal. If you like gossip, we go the roll. Biafra freedom, now our dream true. No matter the challenge, we go the push through. Biafra freedom, now our dream true. No matter the challenge, we go the push through. Oh, get that. Let's go, let's do this now. Let's go, let's push through. Let's go, let's do this now. Oh, Simon the car, lead us through the storm. Biafra land calling, let's make it our norm. Biafra on the bar, lead us through the storm. Biafra land calling, let's make it our norm. They go, they gossip, we go, they fight. PM Simon Ekpa, you be the light. Therefore we must get, freedom is our goal. If you like gossip, we go, they roll. Biafra freedom, now our dream true. No matter the challenge, we go the push through. Now they go they on, we no go lose God. With faith and courage, we dey stand hard. The sign of the far, lead us through the storm. Biafra land calling, let's make it our norm.
Yeah, welcome back, and sorry for that interruption. We had to go for a break. And coming down here, what you now see is that Ngozi is doing recruitment of another different armed group after she has condemned what the Biafran people unveiled here and called it fraudulent. She called the one we unveiled in Helsinki 2023 October, she called it fraudulent and condemned it and said that this does not represent Biafra anymore. The Biafra that she herself is fighting and putting herself as the deputy prime minister, putting herself as the COS to herself. So on this standing, which she said this Biafra Defense Forces is a fraudulent entity, which Biafran people unveiled in October 2023, she now went down to go and now do what? Unveil our own different entity of armed group. Doing recruitment. She brought form out, brought messages out, created all manner of things. These are the sabotages that Ngozi has done to this BRGIE government and structure that PM set up since before now. I'm asking all of you, with all this, the Prime Minister will see, now that he has been allowed to look at what is happening. So Prime Minister will look at all this and then will send a thank you message to Ngozi. I'm asking all of you, he will look at all this and then he will now send a thank you message to Ngozi or Abueze, right? And will tell her, Ngozi, thank you. You have destroyed many things and turn it upside down on your own. Prime Minister will now clap for Ngozi, right? The Biafra Defense Forces wish all of you gathered to unveil in Helsinki in October 2023. Ngozi said it's a fraudulent entity, that the Defense Forces is frauding people, that they are doing sabotage. So she condemns the Biafra Defense Force and decided she is going to launch her own group of Biafra Defense Force. Look at it here. It was unveiled in October 2023. Ngozi flagged it off and made the announcement to all of you. And all of you were clapping for her. Clap very well. You dance. Then she came down to do what? To start her own recruitment. And you are clapping for her. She says she's going to decentralize. Somebody that has nothing to do with the Defense Department of the Biafra Liberation. She's now taking laws into her hands, going to where PM said, never you try to reach this place. She decides to go against the ordinances of PM. She decides to start doing her own and forming her own armed group, recruiting. The recruitment is to recruit and then bring them to come and use and fight the existing liberation army that they have. So all of you will look at this and see that Prime Minister will see this at the end of the day. And then Prime Minister will now come and clap for Ngozi and say, Ngozi, thank you very much. I am sending a message from your attorney to come and tell you, kudos, kudos, kudos. Do you now see and know why Prime Minister sent the message that he sent? Because he must have gone through all these atrocities now that they have given him the permission to view.
make it our norm. Biafra know that power, lead us through the storm. Biafra land calling, let's make it our norm. They go the gossip, we go the fight. PM Simon Ekpa, you be the light. Biafra we must get, freedom is our goal. If you like gossip, we go the road. Biafra freedom, now our dream true. No matter the challenge, we go the push through. Now them go the yarn, we no go the guard. With faith and courage, we dey stand hard. Oh, Simon and far, lead us through the storm. Biafra land calling, let's make it our norm.
I am wondering how some of you would think that PM will see all these atrocities and considers them, because when you listen to the attorney message, the attorney said that PM is aware that there is formed some sort of organization that Ngozi has formed, and then said that PM now said those lists that she released and those structures that she came out with from the 6th of December, she should collapse them and make everybody to fall back to the original structure of BRGIE, which Okechukwu Nkere, the APM, is acting now. So meaning that PM has seen all these things. I'm just enumerating them for all of you, for those that may not be of the know. PM have seen all these atrocities. Before the attorney made that pronouncement, PM have seen all these things and is of the know of what Ngozi has done to destroy everything. So you come down here, the next thing is the fundraising flyer. The fundraising flyer, they have removed what used to be here, the IPOB in USA.org/donate, and the Zelle and the Cash App and the PayPal and all the information from the Biafra.gov website. They have removed it and then put new mandate according to Ngozi, the way Ngozi instructed them. These are the damages that Ngozi has caused with what? With this message that she got and said the message came from the same attorney. She said this message came from the same attorney, Mariam Neng of PM. And she used the power of this message to destroy all these things that you are seeing here today. Destroy all the destroyables. Now, today that another message came from the same attorney that gave her this first message, according to her, she now said that the attorney is a miscreant. The attorney is a fraud. The attorney is a criminal. The attorney is sabo because the message of today does not favor her. The message of today is against her atrocities that she has committed so far. I'm just enumerating all this for you people to see what Ngozi has done. Within the 28th of November to this very day, these are what Ngozi has done so far. And all of you are clapping for Ngozi. Prime Minister opened and had only one official website, which is the Biafra.gov website. Do you now see what Ngozi did? Ngozi changed and then set up a new one and say, the Biafra.gov website does not represent Biafra government again, according to her, because they don't allow her to enter there and destroy everything that Prime Minister set up. she said, our own new government, she is now bringing something new. That is how she came about this thing that you see here on the screen, where she now tells you that this is now the BiafraGov website. For her, usb.gov.org. Are you people following? I want all of you to follow step by step and be reading. Sonny is not making anything up here. Sonny is only showing you the atrocities of Ngozi that Ngozi has done so far, which must have necessitated the Prime Minister to send the message that he sent through the attorney to tell Ngozi, enough is enough of your atrocities. Stop the nonsense that you're doing and allow Biafrans to fall back to the BRGIE structure, which is the only legal entity that will get us the recognition of the United States of Biafra that we just declared, that we just restored the declaration. Coming down here, you will see another atrocity of Ngozi. Recruitment again, conscription of interested Biafrans into Biafra security, BLA, BDF, Air Force, Navy, open down in the public. This is the work of Ngozi. Never a time have you had Onyendu, when he did recruitment for ESN, that it was announced on air like this. Never a time did you even hear PM announce anything like this on air. Ngozi has a way of putting the lives of Biafrans in danger by doing things that will endanger them. I want all of you to be looking and see. So tell me, by the time Prime Minister has seen all these things now on the media, which Ngozi is doing what? Using his name. Ngozi is doing all these things using the name of Prime Minister to commit all these crimes. What do you think Prime Minister will say? Prime Minister will send a message of thank you to Ngozi, or he will send a message of suspension to Ngozi? I'm asking all of you. Prime Minister will now send a message of thank you to Ngozi, or he will send a message of suspension to Ngozi? It's a very simple question. All of you should ask yourself. Is it a thank you message that PM will now send to Ngozi, or is going to send a message of suspension to Ngozi? All of you should follow up. Committing all these crimes and then using the name of Prime Minister. You see, she will always write, approved by Ngozi, Deputy Prime Minister. Then on behalf of Prime Minister. Hey! So when you falsify the signature of Prime Minister and use it to commit all the crimes, what do you think Prime Minister saying all this will now come back to say? He will come back and clap for Ngozi, right? He will not suspend Ngozi. Okay. Also, this idiot here, you can see what he did. He is working for Ngozi. So when they now post the fundraising flyer, which they have removed the recommended website that Prime Minister put and the Biafran people put, and they now put the one that Ngozi has brought. Anytime now that Biafran government now bring fundraising flyer, which is the way and what Prime Minister has put in place on the ordinances of the Biafran people. This is what Ngozi will send his boys to be doing on the media. They will write scam, they will mark scam, they will mark all the fundraising flyers, the authentic fundraising flyers of the Biafran government. They will mark it all scam, 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 and Ngozi will share it. Look at Ngozi, she share it as the market scam because she instructs them to mark a scam. They will mark a scam and then she will share it to confirm that she is in tandem with what they are doing and they are working for her. When you also look at here, you will see that as at this time, Ngozi was still using the head office address of BRGIE, which is in Baltimore. But when you go down, you will see she now later changed it to her own office, which is a psychiatric hospital. Let us go. So they mark the original fundraising flyer as scam, and Prime Minister is seeing all this. And then she now brought out the private meeting that the Prime Minister had with his entire cabinet. She leaked the information out. Not only this one has she leaked out, she has leaked out many other classified information that is not supposed to be in the public of the Prime Minister's cabinet. She leaked it out, bring them out to the media, just to prove a point that will benefit her narrative. These are some of the evil that Ngozi has done and achieved with this first message that came. This first message that she presented to Biafran people and said it is the attorney of Prime Minister that sent to her. As at then, the attorney of Prime Minister, she did not condemn her and call her a thief, or call her a criminal, or call her a miscreant, or call her a sabo. But today, that very attorney has brought a different message from Prime Minister now, suspending her of her activities. She now called that attorney sabo, miscreant, and criminal. So after PM must have gone through all this, now that he has been allowed to view internet, he now go down to watch and see all the atrocities that Ngozi has committed. Now Prime Minister will now send message that they should clap for Ngozi, right? I'm asking all of you. All of you should answer me. Prime Minister will now send message that they should clap for Ngozi for a job well done of destroying every structure and everything that he has put in place, right? I don't know why some of you don't ask a question. Why has Prime Minister not also called Ngozi? And why has Ngozi not told you people the message that she got in private from the attorney of Prime Minister? Why is she only coming to capitalize on the one that she had, that the attorney spoke live on air to Biafran people through the APM? Why is she not bringing the message which Prime Minister has also sent to her directly from the same attorney? Why is she not bringing it to all of you to explain to all of you? Why are you not people asking questions? Why are you not asking the question so that you will have sense? Why are you not asking questions? Now, this is another one. We set up a town hall meeting. This town hall meeting was a combined country's town hall meeting. For where? For the Biafra Republic government in exile. Ngozi sent his boys to mark it scam. And she wrote that it is a scam. Prime Minister also have seen all these atrocities. I'm asking all of you. So you mean that after Prime Minister have seen all these atrocities, Prime Minister will now send a clapping message of ovation to Ngozi? Did we do this fundraising to use the money for Okechukwu Nkere? Or did we do this fundraising to use the money for Sonny? Or to use the money for Ajare? Or this fundraising is for the Biafra Republic government in exile to use for their liberation? No. Someone that claimed. I'm asking all of you, have you seen me where I will mark Ngozi's fundraising, that she is even raising a fraudulent fundraising against this government? Have you even seen me mark it? I don't go and have that kind of time. But this is how far Ngozi can be so useless. So I'm asking all of you now, after Prime Minister has been allowed to go through internet and then he sees all these things, what you expect him to do is to come back and start clapping for Ngozi, right? Then this is the declaration document that she claimed that is only her signature that should be on the document. I am asking all of you, After Prime Minister has watched all this, will Prime Minister be clapping for Ngozi? There's something here about this document. If the Prime Minister is not here, and then there is attorney of the Federation or the attorney of the Biafra Republic government in Nigeria, who is supposed to have signed this document? Is it not the attorney that is supposed to sign? And let me also explain another thing, because some of you are just being useless. You don't understand anything in government. Now, in the declaration document, is somebody supposed to sign a declaration document for another person and say, I am signing on behalf of this person? I am asking you. Take, for example, my ticket was completed to be in Finland. My seat in the convention was seat number 18. Everything were complete and ready to enter, but I was stopped from entering. Is Sonny now supposed to now call somebody inside the convention and say, sign the declaration document on my behalf? I'm asking all of you. I am not supposed to call anybody to sign declaration document on my behalf. Nobody is approved or allowed to sign declaration document and say, I am signing on behalf of this person. Because every delegate that were available in the convention, they voted and accounted their heads for ratifying the declaration and the result. If you were not physically present there, you don't have the right to vote and to be counted. You don't have the right to sign the declaration document or any document there. Nobody has the right to sign the document and say, I am signing on behalf of this person. That is why the declaration document is not to be endorsed by one person or anybody. The declaration document is to be endorsed by the numbers of delegates that voted and adopted and ratified the referendum result. So the 517 delegates there had the people that have the right, that were present to sign the declaration document. If Prime Minister was not there, it is noted that Prime Minister is not there present. His signature cannot be there. There is nobody that has the right to sign our own signature and say, I am signing for Prime Minister. It doesn't happen. It doesn't exist. It is null and void. Your own signature, your own vote is one vote as a delegate. And you are standing for only one vote when you casted your vote. Ask Ngozi, Ngozi, when you casted your vote, did you cast vote for Prime Minister or you casted only your own vote? Was Prime Minister present in the convention? Was he there in the declaration when the votes were counted, when the delegates voted? Nobody has the right to sign the declaration document and say, I am signing on behalf of this person. No. You signed your own name, and then it is accounted that 517 delegates were there. Your name is amongst them. You all sign on this day, and it is registered in the system. Chikena, nobody signed for anybody. Nobody signed on behalf of anybody. The declaration document already carries the name of the Prime Minister. And it is known that the Biafran people gave him the blessings to speak for Biafra people. When he is not there, the declaration still goes on. And every Biafran delegate that are there present, that have voted to adopt the declaration, will now do what? Pen their signatures. And nobody that is not available in the declaration ground and also participated in the voting and ratification of the result, nobody has the right to sign the declaration document 2 times for another person and say, I am signing on behalf of this person. No, you sign only your own signature. And it is only your own signature and your own name that stands for you. Only one vote. Nobody can vote for another person. Are you people understanding something here now? I will come back to do another in-depth exposition on this very matter. so that some of you will understand the fraud that Ngozi tried to cause in order to invalidate this document, but she did not succeed because it is not her signature that went anywhere. Her signature is as one of the signatures of the 517 delegates. Our own is not significant. I want all of you to understand this. If Prime Minister was here, his own signature will be as still one of the 517 delegate signatures. It will not be peculiar. But the document of declaration specifically states that the Prime Minister is the man that the Biafran people have given the mandate to do everything for them. So Ngozi deceived some of you. And she did not just stop her idiosyncrasy here. She brought this document to the public to come and prove a point that she is the one in charge. That is only her signature that made the declaration. So where are the 517 signatures? Did she scrap their own signatures out and allow her own signature alone to be? Which her own signature is as one of those 517. It plays no different significance. It is only as one as others, because this is a declaration document of the United States of Biafra. I go to the next thing to show you. This is another atrocity. Ngozi went as far as bringing classified document and information of Prime Minister's email. Whether Prime Minister shared this email screenshot with her or not, or she had access into Prime Minister's email to pick this out, she has committed an offense. Prime Minister, after saying all this, I don't know if some of you expect that Prime Minister, saying that Ngozi is sharing his classified information in the media, which are not supposed to be there, that Prime Minister will now send a message. And then we'll be clapping for Ngozi and say, oh, my attorney, go and tell Biafran people to be clapping for Ngozi, to clap for Ngozi. Is that what you people think that Prime Minister will do? He will send a message that we should be clapping for Ngozi for all that she has done. Let us go to the next thing. This is she outrightly condemning the IPOB in USA.org/donate, a website that was set up by the Supreme Leader. Prime Minister came and adopted it and did not destroy it, and also kept it on and developed the Biafran Gov website to continue with it. Ngozi now said the IPOB in USA.org website is now fraudulent. Everything that has to do with finance that was set up, Ngozi will say it is fraudulent. I'm asking you, so Prime Minister will now see all this and now send message through the attorney to come and clap for Ngozi, right? Okay, let us be going. Now, Ngozi still went ahead to establish salary structure, which she said she's approving it for the Biafra Defense Forces that she is forming, and that their salary will now be going into their bank account directly. The bank account that is not bank account of the United States of Biafra, which Biafra is not fully liberated. She wants to use bank account of Nigeria to be sending money and say it is salary to the Biafra Defense Forces personnel, according to her. She will now make them to go and open bank account. And before you open bank account, you must do NIN, you must do BVN, you must fill form in the bank and show your next of kin, your address and home and your children's name, your mother's name, everything that has to do about your family. And yet you are a Biafra Defense Force personnel who is fighting in the bush, is fighting the same one Nigerian terrorist. You will now go and identify yourself in the bank that you want to go and open account to be your Biafra bank account for military bank salary. Can you people see the madness of Ngozi? So through all the information that you put before you open this bank account, the zoo now will now have every information about your family. From there, they will trace your families and harm them or destroy them. So Prime Minister will see all these atrocities, and then he will now clap for Ngozi, right? He will send attorney to come and clap for Ngozi. I'm asking all of you. The next one is that Ngozi now register a new government. Aside from the BRGIE, which Prime Minister has registered and instituted everything, and then put all the work in the hands of the attorneys to do the work of the political lobbying and recognition for Biafra. Ngozi has now gone to go and register her own because the lobbies has refused to bow down to her and her madness. She now called it United States of Biafra. She now still came up again and said Biafra Republic Government in Exile, de facto incorporated. Hi, a domestic non-profit account. So the United States of Biafra that you say is a country, you are now registering a country in another country. How many madness do you people have? Have you ever seen America come to Nigeria and say they want to register America in Nigeria? Have you seen Germany come to Nigeria and say they want to register Germany in Nigeria? Have you seen Belgium come to Nigeria and say they want to register Belgium in Nigeria? No. So, what Prime Minister registered, we should put everything in order, and the lobbies are already working to get us recognition. Ngozi has now scrapped them and said they are all criminals. So you think that Prime Minister, after watching all this, he will send message through the attorney that we should come and clap for. We should come and clap for Ngozi, right? Okay, let's go to the next one. This still has to do with our recruitment. Prime Minister will see this recruitment message of Ngozi now, and will still come back to clap for her, right? And will send message through the attorney and say, go and clap for Ngozi. Okay. And they also now, and she's using the Prime Minister's letterhead and signature and seal. She's using the Prime Minister's signature, impersonating the Prime Minister. You continue to impersonate the Prime Minister by saying that it is Prime Minister that sent you when it's not Prime Minister that sent you. So Prime Minister now, after saying that you are using his name to commit all the crime, he has come to denounce you, to say, no, I did not send you all this nonsense. That is why he's telling you that you should stop the madness. Did it stop here? Let's come down. Okay, this is still about conscription and recruitment. Okay, now she now launched ID card. ID card, look at it all. ID card and ID codes. First, she launched the ID card. Later, when we scolded her, she came back and said, not ID card, but ID code. I'm still going to show you the ID card where she launched it. So after Prime Minister will sit down and say this nonsense here, special identity code to Biafra Defense Forces. So Prime Minister will now clap hands for you. Happy? Prime Minister will now send messages to Ngozi and say, Ngozi, thank you very much. You are doing well. This is what you expect the Prime Minister will do, right? Some of you are deranged. Now, Ngozi now tells you that Homeland de facto liberation tax will not go through the way Prime Minister set it. It will go through our own way now. Our own way. The way she set it, that all of you will pay the money directly to the Islamic bank account, which she gave you. So Prime Minister will now look at all this and see. And then he will send message to come and clap for Ngozi at the end of the day, right? Okay. This is another classified meeting of the Biafran government, private meeting of Prime Minister government. Ngozi leaked it out. So Prime Minister seeing all this, he will be clapping for Ngozi, that Ngozi has done well, right? The Bank of Biafra IOU loan that was unveiled by Prime Minister, Ngozi said it is a scam. And this was unveiled so that we can use it for the Defense Department, for the liberation. Ngozi said it's a scam now. So Prime Minister will look at all this, and then he will now clap for Ngozi, and he will send message through the attorney and say, go and tell Ngozi that I am well pleased with what she's doing, right? This is when Ngozi unveiled Biafra ID card. This is Ngozi here. This is not my handwork. It's Ngozi. Look at the date there. 31st of December 2024. She gives you breaking. United States of Biafra led by PM. You see him? She will always impersonate PM, led by PM. Launches official military recruitment and official military ID cards. Have you people seen it? This is the evil that Ngozi has done so far with the first message that came. So after all this, the Prime Minister have seen all this and gone through all this. So Prime Minister, what you expect that is that all of you morons that don't have your brains, what you expect is that Prime Minister will now send message from the attorney and say everybody should come and clap for Ngozi for what she's doing, right? Now they dream. And coming down here, after we have stopped her from using the Biafran government letterhead and the address and office, she now went to go and open her own office. And the location of the office is here. It is in a hospital, in the psychiatric hospital where she's using to work. That is where she now brings her office to. So after all this, all of you now see that after Prime Minister has reviewed all these things, that he now has the opportunity to be viewing internet. So you think that after Prime Minister has seen all these atrocities and evil that Ngozi has caused, that Prime Minister will now send clapping message of ovation to Ngozi, right? Because Ngozi, you have done well. Some of you should go back to school. I salute all of you. Tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow is the day that the big fish will be unveiled in America. You stand to see some miracles tomorrow. I talk less now. I will be up again tomorrow morning to put some fire on the anus of those that needs to be fired. I salute all Biafrans. Thank you to all of you. I just wanted you to see the atrocities of Ngozi. Ask her, when you see the message that came from Prime Minister did not just sit down and then take any message or take any decision. Prime Minister was not allowed to view anything on the internet for long now, until the last visit, until the last court hearing, which we got announcement that his communication restriction has been lifted to some extent. So after then, he has been able to now view and see what is happening. That is the result of the message that you see him send through the attorney the day before yesterday. So all of you should wake up. Go through all the atrocities that Ngozi has committed and ask yourself, if Prime Minister, seeing all this, he will come back and clap for Ngozi. Go and ask yourself the question. I salute all of you, and I see you all tomorrow. They will from here.